All right, beautiful people. Welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to be doing a review of some outriggers, some pontoons that I got on Amazon, and it's a mixed bag, but I'll share with you everything that I learned using them, and maybe there'll be something that you find useful. All right, you guys, I will see you at the end of the video. This is the Taruor Kayak PVC inflatable. Basically, it's a pontoon system for kayaks. It is made in China. And I'm going to go ahead and unbox it. I am using the retired sewing scissors. And open this. I should actually, it's funny, I should get one of those like YouTube unboxing knives that are just totally not appropriate for unboxing things, but that would take time. Okay, so inside of the box we have a saran wrapped pontoon. We have some hardware, another saran wrap pontoon, looks like a C channel, so you can see the profile inside of there, two pipes, some hardware with an Allen wrench and some locking pins, and that is it. So the pontoons are saran wrapped. Looks like they are rolled up with foam. They've got a couple of different fittings for inflation. And they've got these slots for the pipes to go through. Again, here's the hardware. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, some pins, 2 Allen screws that I think are metric. This whole thing's probably metric, and an Allen wrench. Again, the C channel. The pipes so you've got these holes in the pipe that the screws fit through along with the So what you can do is you can slide the screws into the C channel this way, and then fit them up through the underside of the pipes. And then use the thumb screws to attach them. And that seems to be holding pretty firmly. And then I'm imagining that you are to drill holes in the bottom of your boat and then put screws down through these holes into the boat. through this sea channel, attaching everything to everything else. I still have not inflated the pontoons, but here is how I have it mounted on my kayak. I am using the existing paddle straps for doing a self-rescue, and then I cut these small blocks of wood and I ran a screw up through the bottom of the wood through a hole that I drilled in the sea channel. Now, a part of me thinks that somewhere out there is a kayak that is designed for this pontoon system. It's probably a kayak that you can get at one of the big box stores or one of the sporting goods stores. But for a custom kayak, or if you have your own kayak, if you have these paddle straps, you might be able to get away with this. Now, one thing that I haven't tested is how this would affect your stroke, because it might be that having this connected here means that as you're trying to paddle, the paddles are constantly hitting the pontoons. So I will have to check on that when I complete the in-water portion of the review. So I've got the pontoons on the side of my boat, and as my friend Gary put it, it is like training wheels for kayaking. Now, I am using a Greenland paddle right now, and I am definitely hitting the pontoons with my paddle. So it's just something to be aware of. It will change your stroke a little bit, but what I can safely tell you is there is no way that I could tip this boat over. Tipping over right now is something that I am absolutely not worried about. I can't say that I feel much in the way of drag, but I could probably stand up on the boat right now and not tip it over. So, when would I use this? Well, maybe the first time I went kayak fishing in this boat. I could see using it then. Or if you were going out crabbing and you were going to go drop crab pots and, you know, you wanted to see what that was like. I could see having a hard time pulling up crab pots, you know, in just the boat. It's a narrower boat. But realistically, I mean, I can't get this boat to tip. So, if I were taking out someone who was maybe younger, someone who was brand new to paddling, a person with a disability, a person who was not at all athletic, then I would definitely consider putting these pontoons on the boat and giving them that experience. So this pontoon, one of the two pontoons, this one, really doesn't hold pressure for more than about 4 hours. This is what it looks like when it's pretty much depleted. Now the good news is that it still will hold your boat upright. It just, because it's so soft, it creates a lot more drag than it does when it's fully inflated. There are two screw-on nozzles here. One of them has a one-way valve on the inside of it. So one of them has this one-way valve on the inside of it, and that's what's supposed to keep the air from coming back out again. You can unscrew the entire thing and basically take that valve out, and that way you can quickly deflate the whole pontoon. So that shows the back of the one-way valve. So I really wanted to give standing up in the kayak a try, and here you can see that I was able to do it. This kayak sits at about 24 inches wide and about 15 foot 8 inches long. And so standing up in it is not the best of ideas. The few times I've tried doing that with just the kayak, it's lasted for a few seconds and then I've ended up in the water. So you can see that these pontoons really add a ton of stability and, you know, they make it virtually impossible to flip the boat over. All right, so all in all, I think these pontoons are pretty good. Since shooting the video, I've ended up taking some people out on the water who were definitely not confident kayakers, and having the Outriggers made them feel really comfortable, and they paddled around, they had a good time, and one of them actually then turned around and went out and got a boat of their own. So in terms of getting people out on the water and letting more people have this experience, I think these pontoons are a great purchase. Now, one of the pontoons, so there's two, one for each side, one of them doesn't seem to hold air for more than about 4 or 5 hours. Even when it's pretty much completely depleted, it still keeps the boat upright. Like, it still works, it's just flat and it adds a lot more drag, which is a drag. I emailed the company and I haven't heard back from them. So, you know, that also is kind of a ding, the lack of customer service. But outside of that, I think these pontoons are great and well worth the $130 that I paid for them. Another thing that I've used them for is that I've been going out crabbing. And so in a future video, you guys are going to see me go out crabbing. Spoiler alert, I don't catch any crabs. But being able to have my boat nice and stable, being able to like turn around and move around on the boat and pull a crab pot with 15 pounds of weight in the back of it up from the bottom is really useful, and not having to worry about like tipping over the boat and
being able to manage the rope without having to worry about anything else and just having my hands free. Again, totally worth it. Reasonably good purchase, and they've worked out well for me. So if you're looking at these pontoons, then I say it's a go, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.